Listen to me. You've been a nice guy for too long. And where has it gotten you? Nowhere. You've been running around, trying to please everyone, bending over backward, sacrificing your own happiness for others, and what do you get in return? Not much. Now, I'm not saying you should turn into some selfish, egotistical person who only thinks about themselves. Number. But there's a difference between being nice and being a doormat. You've been acting like a doormat. You've let people walk all over you. Why? Because you've been afraid of standing up for yourself. You've been afraid of upsetting people. You've been afraid of what people will think if you start saying no when you need to. But let me tell you something. You are your own person. You deserve respect. You deserve to be treated well. And that starts with you treating yourself with respect. The problem with being a nice guy is that you're putting everyone else's needs above your own. And that's not healthy. That's not love. It's self-neglect. You've got to stop being afraid of disappointing people. You're not here to live their lives. You're here to live yours. You've got to stop letting people take advantage of your kindness, your time, your energy. You've got to stop thinking that by being agreeable, you'll gain people's approval or affection. That's not how it works. And let me tell you this, there's nothing wrong with being kind, but there's everything wrong with being weak. You've got to have boundaries. You've got to have standards. And when you don't get treated the way you deserve to be treated, you've got to be willing to walk away. I'm not saying you should go out and start being rude or harsh. But when you feel disrespected, when people take advantage of you, you've got to speak up. You've got to make it clear that you value yourself. You've got to stop being the nice guy who lets people use you and start being the person who stands tall, who commands respect, and who doesn't let anyone walk all over them. Real strength is being able to say no when it's necessary. Real strength is standing up for yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. And yes, it may be uncomfortable at first. People might be shocked, they might be upset, but guess what? They'll get over it. And you'll feel better because you've finally put yourself first. Now, here's the thing. You're not doing this out of spite. You're doing this because you know your worth. You know you deserve better. And when you start standing up for yourself, you'll start attracting the right people, the right opportunities, the right situations into your life. People will respect you more. They'll value your time, your energy, your efforts. They'll appreciate you in a way they never did before. So stop being the nice guy. Be the strong guy. Be the guy who values himself. Be the guy who doesn't let people take advantage. Be the guy who walks into a room with confidence and lets people know that they're lucky to have you there. It's time to take control of your life. It's time to stop living in fear of disappointing others. It's time to put yourself first. You owe it to yourself. I want you to remember this. Being a nice guy is overrated. Being a strong guy is what makes you a real man. A man who knows when to say no, when to stand his ground, and when to walk away from people who don't appreciate him. That's what makes you valuable. That's what makes you powerful. So, stop being the nice guy. Be the strong guy. Be the man you were always meant to be. The world will respect you for it. And most importantly, you'll respect yourself. Now go out there, stand tall, and let them know you mean business. The nice guy is done. It's time to be the man you were born to be. Listen to me. You've been playing nice for too long. You've been giving, sacrificing, bending, breaking, just to make sure everyone around you is comfortable. But what about you? Where is your comfort? Where is your peace? You've been told that being a nice guy will get you far. That being agreeable, always saying yes, always putting others first is the key to a good life. But let me ask you something. Has it worked? Has being the nice guy given you the respect you deserve? Has it gotten you the love you desire? Because being nice is not the same as being respected. Being nice is not the same as being valued. People don't respect pushovers. They respect men who stand tall, who know what they want, who don't apologize for existing. You've been too afraid to ruffle feathers, too afraid to upset anyone, too afraid to stand up for yourself. But let me tell you something. You can't be afraid of making waves if you want to rise. You can't be afraid of making people uncomfortable if you want to live the life you deserve. Stop waiting for permission. Stop seeking approval. Stop trying to be liked by everyone, because not everyone is meant to like you. And that's okay. Being a man, being a leader, is about knowing your worth. It's about setting boundaries. It's about saying no when something doesn't serve you. It's about knowing when to walk away. And yes, I know, it won't be easy at first. You're used to saying yes. You're used to putting others ahead of yourself. You're used to thinking that if you just keep giving, people will appreciate you. But let me tell you the hard truth. People don't value what they don't have to work for. If you're always available, always accommodating, always agreeable, people will take you for granted. They won't see your kindness as a virtue. They'll see it as weakness, and they will use it, but not anymore. Today is the day you change. Today is the day you stop being the nice guy and start being the strong man, a man who commands respect, a man who doesn't apologize for his boundaries, a man who doesn't let guilt control his actions. You want success? You want power? You want respect? Then take it. Take control of your time, your energy, your life, because no one else is going to give it to you. And let me tell you this, you don't need to be rude. You don't need to be cruel. You just need to be firm. You need to be clear. You need to know what you stand for and not be afraid to enforce it. So the next time someone asks you for something that drains you, that takes away from your peace, that disrespects your time, what are you going to say? No, not because you're mean, but because you respect yourself. And when you start doing that, something amazing will happen. The right people will respect you more. The wrong people will fade away. And you'll finally feel free. Free to be who you are. Free to chase your dreams. Free to live life on your terms. So stop being a nice guy. Be a strong man. Be an unstoppable force. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Or are you exhausted? Frustrated? Angry? I already know the answer, because I see it. I see how people take advantage of you. I see how they call you when they need something but forget you when they don't. I see how they dismiss you, how they overlook you, how they walk right over you without a second thought. And why? Because you let them. Because you've been afraid to stand up for yourself, afraid to disappoint people, afraid to say no. But let me tell you something. If you live your life afraid of what people think, you will never live at all. You will never be free. You will never be respected. You will never be the man you were born to be. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop being soft. It's time to stop living for other people and start living for yourself. I'm not telling you to become a cruel person. I'm not telling you to stop being kind. But there is a difference between kindness and weakness. And you've been weak for too long. They've trained you to believe that being a good man means always giving, always agreeing, always putting yourself last. But that's a lie. A good man isn't a doormat. A good man isn't a pushover. A good man isn't afraid to demand respect. A good man leads. He protects his energy. He sets boundaries. He knows his worth. And if someone doesn't respect him, he walks away. That's what you need to do. Stop waiting for people to recognize your worth. Start recognizing it yourself. Stop waiting for people to appreciate you. Start appreciating yourself. Stop giving your time, your energy, your loyalty to people who don't deserve it. Because the truth is, if you don't respect yourself, no one else will. And I know it won't be easy. When you start saying no, people will get mad. When you start setting boundaries, people will push back. When you stop being the nice, agreeable, always available guy, people will call you selfish. Let them, because those are the people who are using you. And the second you stop letting them, they'll show you their true colors. And guess what? That's a good thing. Because real people, real friends, real relationships, They don't crumble just because you start respecting yourself. They grow. And when you start standing tall, you'll attract people who respect you for who you are, not for what you can give them. So hear me when I say this. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need to please everyone. You don't need to sacrifice yourself just to be accepted. What you need is to respect yourself enough to put yourself first. That's not selfish. That's survival. That's success. That's power. So today, I want you to make a decision. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more apologizing for taking up space. No more living for everyone else but yourself. It's time to be strong. It's time to be bold. It's time to step into the greatness you were born for. You've played small long enough. Now it's time to rise. And when you do, the world does not reward nice guys. The world rewards men who take action. Men who know their worth. Men who don't sit around hoping for respect, but demand it with their presence, their energy, and their actions. And right now, you're not that man. Right now, you're playing small. You're living life on your knees, begging for approval, hoping people will like you, waiting for someone to give you permission to be great. No more. No more shrinking yourself. No more staying silent when you should speak. Stop. No more pretending to be okay with things that you know damn well aren't okay. Because let me tell you something. Nice guys finish last for a reason. They finish last because they're too afraid to take risks. They finish last because they put everyone else first and never themselves. They finish last because they think playing it safe will somehow get them ahead. But the truth? Life doesn't work that way. Look at the men you respect, the men you admire, the men who win. Are they nice guys? Are they the ones who never rock the boat? The ones who never say no? The ones who let people walk all over them? They are the men who stand up. The men who fight for what they want. The men who set boundaries, who walk away when they are disrespected, who don't waste time trying to please people who don't appreciate them. That's who you need to become. You need to stop worrying about being liked. Stop worrying about making everyone happy. Stop worrying about being the good guy who never offends anyone. Because guess what? You're not here to please everybody. You're here to build a life you're proud of. You're here to stand for something. You're here to win. And to do that, you have to be bold. You have to be fearless. You have to be willing to lose people who don't value you. Because the truth is, the moment you stop being a nice guy, your whole life will change. You'll stop chasing people who don't deserve you. You'll stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You'll stop feeling like a victim and start feeling like a man on a mission. Because you'll be in control. And when you take control, you'll see something incredible. People will start respecting you. People will start valuing your time. People will start treating you the way you deserve to be treated. But only if you make the choice. The choice to stop being the nice guy. The choice to stop living for others. The choice to finally put yourself first. Because from what I see, you've spent your whole life living for everyone else. You've been saying yes when you really wanted to say no. You've been bending over backward for people who wouldn't lift a finger for you. You've been giving, sacrificing, and compromising, thinking that one day someone will recognize your worth. But let me tell you something. That day is never coming, because respect isn't given to the man who waits for it. Respect is given to the man who demands it. And right now, you're not demanding a damn thing. You're waiting. You're hoping. You're wishing that if you just stay nice, if you just stay humble, if you just stay quiet, people will see you, value you, appreciate you. They won't. People don't respect men who wait. They don't respect men who are afraid to stand up for themselves. They don't respect men who put everyone else ahead of their own needs. You know who they respect? The man who stands tall. The man who speaks his mind. The man who knows his worth and refuses to accept less. That's who you need to become. Because let me tell you something. This world is not kind to weak men. This world does not reward pushovers. This world does not open doors for the man who waits. It opens for the man who knocks them down. And if you keep playing this nice guy role, you will never be the man you were meant to be. Because being nice is not the same as being strong. Being agreeable is not the same as being powerful. And being liked is not the same as being respected. So today, you have a choice to make. Keep being the nice guy. Keep letting people use you. Keep waiting for life to get better while you sit in the background. Or become the man you were born to be. A man who doesn't apologize for standing up for himself. A man who doesn't waste time chasing people who don't appreciate him. A man who doesn't need approval to know he's valuable. Because let me tell you something, when you start putting yourself first, people will talk. When you start saying no, people will push back. When you stop being available 24/7, people will call you selfish. Let them. Because the people who get mad at you for valuing yourself were never really for you anyway. And the moment you stop living for them, your whole life will change. You'll walk different. You'll talk different. You'll move different. You'll stop begging for respect and start commanding it. You'll stop seeking approval and start owning who you are. And you know what happens when you do that?